Now, as you can see behind us, this theory includes two versions. The first is a strong version and has support for saying language has an influence on what determines thought, and linguistic categories determine cognitive categories. And this puts limits to what we can understand, sometimes making it impossible for us to understand certain things native to other languages. The second is a weak version and has support for saying that language categories and usage influence thought and a certain kind of non-linguistic behavior. So this means that if we find a really good way to explain something, we may be able to figure it out. Even though there is support for both versions, there's not a definitive answer to this theory.
Like Michael just mentioned, this type of study has been performed with many other different types of cultures, age groups, and language groups that are gendered and non-gendered. As we can see, this scenario where individuals automatically categorize or view objects based on gender affects the way we view and interpret the world as a collective.
The interesting thing about this is that the language recognition and processing affects young children while they're developing their self-identity. This definitely alters their perception of the living and material world, so the same would happen if we would have asked kids these same questions.
Yeah, and it even happens with already developed adults too. They still have perceptual habits that influence them to categorize an object by gender expression.
Pretty much the theory is fluid among different age groups.
Created using Powtoon.